Admittedly, I bought a Nintendo Switch solely to play one game, and that one game was Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I always had the intention of picking up The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, however other things just kept getting in the way. I've never properly played a Zelda game before, and considering the modern look to the Breath of the Wild, I decided this would be a nice place to start. G'day everyone, I am Lucas from Aussie Gamers Express, and today I am taking a look at The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, first things first, this is not a review of the game. I don't believe that I've played it enough to review it to a respectable level. This video is my impressions and thoughts for somebody relatively new to the Zelda series. First of all, I'll start off by saying this is one very impressive looking game for something that runs on what is essentially just a beefed up smartphone, the Nintendo Switch. Also, just to mention that the Breath of Wild is also available on the Wii U. The visuals and performance of the game are exceptional for the comparatively underpowered Switch. There are obvious pop-ins that occur quite close up, however that kind of thing hasn't really affected my gameplay. The gameplay mechanics continue to wow me each time I find out something new that I can do in the game. Using a glider or a chicken to float softly towards the ground from high up is nice, but even cooler is using your shield as a kind of boogie board to slide down mountains. Well, that's pretty damn cool, even if it does mean destroying your shield in the process. The open world of Breath of the Wild is vast, however there are a lot of open empty spaces which are void of anything to do other than to spam your run button or call upon a faithful steed to help you get along faster. Now there's a segue moment here. The horses are wonderfully added into the game with a taming mechanic which requires you to find your own horse out in the wild and tame them to make them your friend. Obviously, the stronger and faster horses are harder to tame, but they're well worth it. I eventually found out that if you register your horse at a stable, you can claim it again at any stable within the world. You can also whistle to call out to your location within hearing distance. This brings me to a bunch of points that annoyed or almost lost me due to me being a flat-out Zelda noob. How did I find out about registering my horse? Well, it wasn't because the game told me how to do it. I was struggling like hell to work out how to progress in the game, so I started watching some hints and tip videos on YouTube. Not only did I learn that you could register your horse in Breath of the Wild, I found out that you could do that shield boarding thing that I mentioned earlier. Breath of the Wild does hold your hand in the way of where you need to go for main missions, etc. However, that's about where the teaching ends for the game. I learned the hard way that there's a weather system in the game, which means that extreme temps will kill you. I haven't encountered any extreme heat just yet, but I have died a couple of times from being in the cold. I also found out that by carrying a torch or a weapon that has been set on fire, this will keep you warm while you're in the cold. The game tells you nothing of this. While this is frustrating to learn, the existence of this mechanic is pretty cool. Now, I don't know if these kind of things are staples of the Zelda series being a first timer, but these are great additions to a game. It just would have been nice to have been made aware of them by the game rather than having to hunt down some information on YouTube. Now, one last note that I have found to be a little hard to take in is where you will find the super strong enemies. I can never quite tell if I'm about to enter into a fight that I can actually win, or if I'm going to be one hit towards a black screen of death. So far, after about 5 hours of time in the game and a little help from my friends over on our Facebook page, who gave me some tips on there, thank you very much to all of you that did that, I'm starting to come to terms with the fact that I just need to grind for a while to get my feet planted on the ground to be able to hold my own in a battle. I'm not the biggest fan of a grind, but I'll keep going on as long as I can. The question here is, will I finish Breath of the Wild? I don't know really. There's a lot of game here. There's a lot of game time at least to be had. And there are games like Red Dead Redemption 2 just around the corner. So I'm going to have a hard time keeping my eyes from wandering. But anyway, that's all I have for this video. So thank you very much for checking it out. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give the video a like. This video is not sponsored by the Dollar Shave Club. I just use those $2 raises from Coles. I am Lucas from Aussie Gamers Express, and until next time, I will see ya!